Hello, Jambo. My name is Rose Lugano. I'm here to present on Project Go, the Swahili track at the University of Florida. I teach Swahili and African literature at the University of Florida. Okay, the Swahili world. Swahili is one of the most widely spoken languages of the continent of Africa. And it is, I think, one of the easiest because of its structure. Swahili is the lingua franca of East and Central Africa. And it is actually the language that is to be used in the East African community, which is being mirrored after the EU of Europe. And Swahili is the national and official language of Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, and DRC. It is taught at most universities in the United States, including University of Florida, UCLA, UPenn, MSU, University of Georgia, UNC, Chapel, and so on. And many of the universities in the US which seek to teach an African language always select Swahili because it's the most popular. So Swahili is not only taught in America, it's taught internationally from Japan all the way in the East to Mexico, all the way in the West. Swahili structure, I'm going to talk a little bit about the structure and the sounds. Swahili has no tone, Swahili has no gender, and it doesn't have a special script. It uses the Roman script, which many people already know, especially because it's used in English and French and other languages. Swahili is read syllabically in the sense that most of its words are consonant, vowel, consonant, vowel. For example, the word that is popular that everybody knows, Hakuna Matata. If you look at it, you can see ha, hu, na, ma, ta, ta. It's read syllabically. So here are some examples of words that are borrowed from English language. Hospitali, which is the word for hospital. Dereva means driver. Daktari, that's the word doctor. And skuli is the word school. You can see how the words are being changed to fit into the consonant vowel format. So Swahili has only 4 vowels, flat vowels, a, e, o, u. So every time you encounter those vowels, you'll be accompanied by a consonant. And when we learned how to pronounce them, we would learn them together with a consonant. For example, ka, ke, ki, ko, ku. Sa, se, si, so, su. Yes, Swahili is read that way. So therefore, if you are finding difficulty reading the language, you simply read it syllabically. Most times the students learn to read the first week they are introduced in Swahili to Swahili because of the simple sounds. For example, the words kaka means brother. So yeye means he, she. Mimi means I, me. Dodo is a type of mango, and kuku is the word for chicken. You can see it is onomatopoeic. Swahili has consonants. I'm talking about the consonants. It has all the other consonants in the English alphabet except C. C appears as cha, and Q appears as K. So where we have the sound C and Q, we just pronounce them as K. Swahili does not have X, but it does have nasal sounds, which are a bit strange and new to many students, but they always end up learning them. So for example, nyanya, that's the word for grandmother. It also means tomato. Ngoma, drum. Ndugu, sibling. Ndio, yes. Nzuri, good. Mbaya, bad. Mkubwa is big. Mzee means old. Msafi means a clean person, and so on. So these sounds are hard to learn, but over time, students end up learning them easily. And here are some fun words you already know. Jambo means hi. If you watch Lion King, I'm sure you are familiar with these words. Simba, Simba is the word for lion. Rafiki means friend. I think the monkey was the friend of lion. Asante sana means thank you very much. And of course, the popular one, Hakuna Matata. Safari, that one has made its way into the English language. People just say, I'm going on safari. And Kwanzaa, Kwanzaa means fast. It's a word for the popular African-American holiday that is celebrated towards the end of December. And Kwanzaa means fast because they're celebrating fast. And of course, the word I forgot was Jenga. Jenga means build. You can reflect back to the Jenga game when you're building blocks. So that's a verb in Swahili, which means build. So maybe you played the game without knowing what it means. Anyway, it means build. So a little bit about Swahili grammar. In the language, the most important word is the noun. The noun will change the verb, it will change the adjective, it will change the number because the noun must agree. Swahili nouns are divided into 8 groups which follow a pattern of singular and plural. And this pattern is called noun agreement. For example, on the chart, I have 3 noun groups, and I'm trying to demonstrate how the agreement goes. For example, the mua. The mua means the nouns would begin with M in singular and wa in plural. So which means if they are in singular, they have to follow the M throughout, and in the plural, the wa has to follow across. For example, the sentence there in singular, mtu mmoja mzuri. It's saying one good person. The plural is watu wawili wazuri, 2 good people. You can see the wa in the plural, the and the M in the singular. That's the agreement. Kivi, this is another noun group of things. This one is saying kiti kimoja kizuri. We can see ki there in the beginning as the agreement. It's saying one good chair. Plural is vi, viti, vitatu, vizuri. There I'm saying 3 good chairs. Then we have another noun group, me, which means the noun would take M in singular and mi in plural. So mti mrefu mzuri, if I were to add the zuri. One tall tree. One good tall tree. And mti mrefu mzuri, one tall good tree. Yes. Verbs must follow the noun agreement too. So if I were to say, kiti kimoja kizuri kiliuzwa, we can see there that ki is agreeing with the kiti, and li is past tense, and uzwa is the verb sold. It's saying one good chair was sold. We can see the plural again, the prefix that is attached to the verb must also agree. So viti viwili vizuri viliuzwa. 2 good chairs were sold. Okay, so noun classes have various class prefixes, which are placed first, followed by the tense marker and then the verb. For example, as you saw in the previous slide, but here I have gone further into details. These prefixes are different in singular and plural forms. For example, kiti kiliuzwa, viti viliuzwa. Mimi ninasoma, sisi tunasoma. Mimi is I. It has to be followed by its prefix, which is ni, which is attached to a tense. The na there is present tense, and soma is the verb. So its plural is sisi, 2, sisi is we. The first sentence was, I am studying or I am reading. Its plural is, we are studying or reading. So sisi, its prefix is 2. It's followed by the tense marker and then the verb. You can see other simple sentence structures. Kiti kiliuzwa, that is past tense, the chair was sold. Mimi ninasoma, means I am studying. So na is present tense. Sisi tutasoma. You can see there, sisi tutasoma, ta is standing for future tense. So the tense remains in one static place. For example, I could change the kiti kiliuzwa to say it will be sold. I'll just simply substitute the li with ta and say kiti kita uzwa. And I'll just say the chair will be sold. So you can see how simple the language is and how the rules are simple and they stay in the same place, especially the tenses. Okay, so finally, I think you can see a picture of my student saying she is studying Swahili. So mimi ninasoma Kiswahili. You can add other things to what is it you're studying. Yes, and so mimi is a pronoun first person, ni is it prefix, subject prefix, and then na, tense marker, and soma is the verb. And of course, we could add the object. Kiswahili becomes the object. I am studying Kiswahili. So again, welcome to studying Kiswahili. It is that simple that you'll be able to read it before you even understand what it is saying. Kwaheri, goodbye.